Hanuman friends, I would like to give an introduction to the Day 4 of Enlightenment through Kids workshop. This session helps us in acquiring knowledge and applying it in our daily lives in raising independent, strong, and spiritual children. And I request everyone to please make a notes of the session for future referral, and also you can ask questions after the session to the master. Thank you. Now, over to Keshava. Keshava will read the book.
The book is called The Art of Raising Children, Nurturing Young Minds with Meditation and Positive Habits by Aniruddha Mariala. Exercising judgment and choosing the right friends. Children might see others doing things like smoking or drinking and think it's okay to try it too. But it's important to teach them that just because others do something doesn't mean they should do it. If a friend is smoking, for example, a child doesn't have to join in. It's important to help children trust themselves and make good choices. Parents have a big responsibility in guiding their children, and friends should help them too. For example, if a child is ever in a situation where someone touches them inappropriately, called a bad touch, they should know it's wrong and tell an adult. You can teach them a special code, like saying, I need a whistle, if they need help, so that adults know something is wrong and protect them right away. It's also important to talk to children about the dangers of inappropriate behavior, especially from family members or close people. If a child is in danger, they should talk to a mental health professional who can help them. They shouldn't be afraid to share their feelings or be hurt. By teaching children to stand up for themselves, they can avoid these situations and feel safe. Children should know that if they are ever scared or uncomfortable, they can talk to someone they trust and get help. Teaching them how to deal with these situations logically and calmly is important for their safety and well-being. Importance of healthy habits and avoid substance abuse. Children are curious and often want to try things they see around them, like drinking or smoking. If adults talk about these things as if they're fun or enjoyable, children might also want to try them. But it's important to teach children from a young age that things like smoking and drinking can harm their bodies and minds. By explaining how these habits affect the brain, memory, and overall health, children can make better choices as they grow older. Sometimes, children may be influenced by bad habits, like gambling or playing risky games, which can lead to serious consequences. It's important to guide them away from these behaviors by setting clear examples and explaining why such actions are dangerous. If children are ever curious about these behaviors, parents should be open and explain the reality to them. For example, if a child asks about alcohol or smoking, parents can say, it's not something we do, and here's why. It's better to talk to children with patience and understanding, rather than scolding or scaring them. Creating a safe and loving environment. A child's future is shaped by the environment they grow up in. Parents should always show love, good words, and spend quality time with their children. Eating together as a family, talking kindly, and spending time with good people who show respect will help children grow with strong values. When visiting other homes, it's important to tell children where they are going, who will be there, and when they will return. This helps them feel safe and secure. If children are nervous or unsure, they should feel comfortable talking to their parents about it. Parents should also be careful not to scare their children with unnecessary fears, like telling them that police or doctors are bad. Instead, they should explain the truth, so children aren't afraid of these figures and understand that they are there to help. Children should build trust with their children by listening to them and guiding them gently. This helps children feel comfortable talking about their thoughts and problems without fear. Encouraging independence, like letting children clear their room or pick their own clothes, is also important. Giving them the freedom to make choices helps build their confidence. Finally, it's important to avoid spoiling children with things like unnecessary gadgets or items. Instead, teach them to value hard work and personal growth. Create a loving and understanding environment will guide them towards a bright future. Thank you.
Thank you, Keshava. Over to Shalini Master.
Thank you, friends. Thank you, Keshava. Jai Hanuman, everyone. So today what we are gonna learn is, it's a sensitive issue and also it's very crucial and very important topic, to keep. It's better like to make points on this and to keep reviewing it, in your day-to-day life. So today we are going to talk about peer group and the influence of, either the peer group or the family situations, and how it leads to unwanted habits in the kids. So when it comes to, peer group, it's always good to observe what the kids are, with whom the kids are in interaction with. And also because it's the people whom you're surrounded with every day shapes the minds, shapes the habits, shapes the values, and shapes the confidence in a child. So it's very important to keep them in a, positive environment always. So when, it's sometimes it's not our choice who become their friends. They go to school, they are like they meet new friends there and they make friends in the neighborhood, in schools. Extended family is also like close cousins and also, your family friends or somebody. So sometimes it's really unavoidable for us when they are making friends, but it's always a good idea to watch them, to observe them, like if are there any differences in their habits, like if they start a new school or if they are in a group of new friends, it's always a good idea to observe, how their habits are, what they are talking, is there something new that is noticed. So if we keep on like, if we are in that kind of awareness, easily we can pick up if something is not going the right way. And when they are picking up friends also, it's always a good idea to guide them, to look for what kind of qualities their friends should have. For example, uh, I'm going to give some examples, my own examples. So when my kids were growing up, like I used to observe my younger one, whenever like he used to pick up from the friends, he had that tendency picking up from the friends. And luckily, what we observed was if his friends were like very motivated, he would see them, observe them, and he would motivate himself. And he would be like very interested in either doing the projects or doing the work. That was a positive motivation. So in this way, you need to observe the patterns your kids are going through, or are they picking up anything from outside. It's always good if we can keep it positive. So when, when they are picking up friends or when they are in the peer group, it's if we can talk to them, how to choose friends, what are the qualities to look for, then it's always better, to tell them to watch for their traits or watch for their characteristics. What are they driven towards? Do they have the qualities like honesty? Do they have the qualities like accountability? And how do they talk about their parents, or how do they talk about their family members, how do they talk about the teachers, or how do they talk about the friends around, what is their perception, because this is very important. The way they talk about others, you can pick the quality. If they are always in the habit of talking negative, or if they are always in the habit of gossiping about others, this is a red flag, because usually gossiping comes from the family. If the family members, any of the family members have the habit of talking always negative about others in the society, the kids calmly they watch. It's not that intentionally they do it. They see the one of the parent doing or something, they think it's okay to do that, it's normal to do that. But what happens with gossiping is, we should know this. When you talk negative about anybody, what the karma theory says is, when you're talking negative about somebody, whatever the papam, whatever the bad deeds they have in their accountability, those bad deeds, you are absorbing their bad deeds. That means you are absorbing their papam. So imagine, think, it is not only our papam, and we are accumulating others' papam too. So this is what they talk about, who are the enemies really? Does, God have enemies? Does God hate anybody? No, he does not hate anybody. But if we have the habits of hurting who are divine in nature, what God does is, he takes up all their papams and give it to us. So that is, the karma theory says that that is going to happen. So be aware, if anybody in the family has the if they have that quality of gossiping, please talk to them, explain them the consequences of gossiping, and stop that. And because gossiping is something which do not let us to move forward positively. We are always stuck at the same place, and this is something which is going to hurt our future. We are going to pay a very hefty price from gossiping negatively about others. So watch these qualities. What train or teach the kids, to look for these qualities. Are they talking negative about somebody? So don't do the changes like drastically, the very next day, like don't talk to them or something, but try to stay away from these kind of kids. And also, we see the family environment in, sometimes the family environment plays a very important role. Not sometimes, always. The family environment plays a very important role in shaping the child's behavior. If the mother and father are not in talking terms, are always quarreling, are always fighting, then that affects the child's mind, without even our knowledge, it affects them very tremendously. So if they are in that kind of environment also, if the kids are in that kind of environment also, they are gonna, go low. They are gonna not have the confidence in themselves. So you need to teach your kids to watch out for such uh, kids, or if they are in such environment, if we can help them, that is great. But sometimes, these little kids cannot help the friends. So it is always better to be safer than sorry. Why are we talking all these scenarios? Because prevention is better than cure. It is always good to be preventive rather than getting into that problem and then looking for, cure. It's sometimes it becomes very, very, very difficult to find the cure, and we have to really suffer in certain circumstances. So it is always better to be preventive than to look for cure. And if ask them to watch out for the friends, if they are pressuring them to do anything unwanted. Watch out. And every day during the dinner table or after they come from school, talk to the kids what happened that day, who, what did their friends say. Just casually have a casual talk every single day. Try to talk to them, what did they do in school, how was the class, how were the teachers, and who was the teacher today, what did she say. Like that, get into friends also. Whom did you sit to next, because sometimes they change the seats also where they are sitting, or every day they change the seats. So whom did you sit here today next to? Like, what did you talk? What was the conversation about? Slowly, like nothing aggressive or anything. Just try to get what the child is saying. And if they are mocking, sometimes we may not have those great qualities what others look for, even if it is the dressing or the looks or anything. So sometimes we may be mocked on that. So just talk to them, what is going on. Is the teacher paying proper attention? Is she responding properly when you ask questions? So all those little things, gather the information on a daily basis, and encourage them, to stay away from um, disapprovable qualities. Like, encourage them not to lie, encourage them to be honest no matter what. Tell them you don't need to be afraid of anything. That is very important. Telling them to be honest no matter what. Tell them, see, when you say something, maybe at that moment we may get angry as a parent, we may get upset as a parent, but think about it. We are here to help you, and we will not get angry. Don't worry about anything. Just come to us and speak about anything you can speak about. So that way, if you keep assuring, definitely they will come to you. So when we are careful about peer group, and especially what I have observed is, even if you have extended family near you, or even family friends or anything, the kids get attracted to certain other kids. Maybe they have some charismatic qualities. So just be watchful when they are attracted to somebody in a specific manner. Watch how the other kids behavior is, because these your kids are going to pick up all the qualities from those charismatic kids. So just watch out, what they are doing, what they are talking, how is their activity. And if you find anything which is not right, just be watchful and try to, don't do it like a complaining way. You should be never be negative about other kids. Don't do that. Don't talk negative about other kids, but just be watchful, and just give a hint. You just watch out, just be careful. Tell them like that. So when you when you are always in communication with them, you will have a connection with them, so you will know what is going on in their life. And when it comes to habits, after the peer group, when it comes to habits, try to talk to them. When did I start talking to them about either substance abuse or anything? I think in fifth grade, because in sixth grade here they start the middle school. That is when there is going to be a change in the environment. So I think in like fifth grade, I started talking to them about these substance abuses, or cigarettes. At that time, there was not much of vaping, but cigarettes or substance abuse. So how did we talk? Like, how did I talk to them was, I used to read articles on these, how somebody can get into substance abuse. So I would pick up the stories, And what I observed is the kids who are smarter, who are very intelligent at a later age, maybe due to family environment or um, the things what they are learning may be very easy, they may not need to put effort into what they are doing, so they get free time, so they may be aviated towards other things. So I observed that pattern. Intelligent kids are prone to substance abuse, and kids who have family issues are prone to substance abuse. If there is a gap, in their upraising, to fill up that gap, they look towards substance abuse and peer pressure. So these are all the things. So I used to tell them as stories to the kids, it's not necessary that if you're smart, everything will be all right. You should always be careful, don't get distracted from what you're doing, and don't get attracted to unnecessary things. And I would explain them the consequences of what would happen if they would pick something like that. And always, whenever I approach them to have a conversation with them, I would make sure to tell my intention of the talk. Instead of telling them, do this, don't do this, this, I would always tell them, the reason why I'm explaining all this is, and I would give a reason. There are chances. If this happens, this is the consequence we are going to face. If this happens, this is the consequence we are going to face. So it is always better to be preventive than to get into that situation and look for a cure. So I would always give them my intention of that speech whenever I sit and talk to them. I would tell, this is my intention. That's why I'm telling you this. I want you to be happy. I want the entire family to be happy. So for us to be happy, these are the precautions we need to take. So especially when they get to high school, that is when they will have the real peer pressure, you know. Um, Let it be anything, let it be whether they are looking for a companionship, or whether, because even sometimes even the subjects get harder, it gets difficulty for them to study. So in that age, you should be always with them, guiding them how to do things. If they have difficulty in studying, sit with them and help them how to study. If they have the difficulty, help them with the math problems. In my case, my husband used to travel Monday through Friday, every week, and I was the one with the kids all the time. So when it was time, when they got into a little higher middle school and high school, me and my husband, I told my husband, I think this is the time they need you. This is the time I think you need to be with them. So I want you to look into your work schedule where you are more available to them. Because until this age, yes, it was my responsibility. I could take care of them. But now they need your energy to go forward. We were very clear on that. So my husband agreed immediately when I spoke to him about that, and he obliged to my request. And immediately we were like fortunate, with the God's blessings, that whenever we wanted to take an action, um, he let us, he gave us that blessing. So my husband immediately, he started working from home, and he was there for them all the time. Whenever they had to talk to him, he was there. He would talk to them about anything. And he was very good at explaining things to them. So always what I want to say is always be for them, be there for them. They need talking at that age. They need communication, they need support, they need somebody to lean on to. So always be there for them and talk to them. These days, we see betting, vaping, alcohol, cigarettes, and don't be afraid to talk to the kids about sex also, because even that is something you will not know the consequences until the problem hits you. So talk to them what happens with that, and talk to them openly. Don't be ashamed to talk to the kids about these things. About betting, if you see anybody in your surroundings, if they are doing, and if your kids are getting attracted to that, talk to them about that addiction and the future consequences. What is going to happen if you get addicted to that? And also always observe for these qualities, how they are spending their money, how when they are communicating with you, are they lying? And if you ask them for anything, are they giving you a clear explanation, or are they getting angry without any reason? So these are some checkpoints we need to watch out. If they are getting angry for unnecessary reasons, that means it is a red flag. Just watch out why they are getting angry. And always the food habits, try to keep the food habits very healthy, like try to give them as much as homemade food rather than always eating outside. That's okay. If they want to eat outside on the weekends, you can prefer to eat outside, but try to during the weekdays, try to give them the homemade food. That way, your energy, with your energy you can connect to your kids. So always when you're cooking also, try to be very positive and try to listen to some chants when you're cooking. That way, that energy goes into that. I do that every day when I cook. I listen to either my acharya's speeches, or Vishnu Sahasranamas, or Hanuman Chalisa, something. Listen while cooking. You do that. That way, the food gets the energy from the divine. When you feed this kind of food to them, their mind, their focus, they don't get distracted and they don't get attracted to these aversions. So, these are all the little things what we need to observe. And if as I said, if the for the betting, look at their money habits and look at what they are talking to you. Are they lying? If you observe they are lying, just watch out, why they are lying. And slowly, if one of the kids is lying, do not talk about it in front of everybody, just when he is alone. Whoever is in your, like, whoever, you or your husband, whoever is better at communicating with them, one of you talk to them about that. Why there was a need to lie? Is there something they need to express to you? So these are little things which we need to focus on. And the bad touch and good touch, that is, I think, very crucial these days. Always talk to them about this and tell them not to be afraid to come and talk to you, and give an affirmation to them that they are there, you are there to help you, and you are not gonna yell at them. Tell them, please come and talk to us if you need any kind of help, no matter what. We are always there for you. Even today, we tell the kids, we are always there for you, because now they are not home, they are in colleges, they are away from you. So we tell them, whenever you need us, for whatever you need, no matter what, immediately give us a call. We are here for you. We are here to listen to you. So that way, they have that confidence, and always give them that assurance that, whatever it is, whatever they are facing, because in colleges, it is very challenging for them because of the syllabus. They have, like, heavy syllabus or heavy curriculum to focus on. Sometimes it may be very deriving, their energy may be derived. So always be there for them. That means, when I say this, please do not call them every single day and bother them. If you are in that stage, do not do that. Let them call you. Just keep in touch with them, just watch out, but do not keep on pestering them and keep on bothering them. What did you eat today? What did you do today? When they are in the college, that at this age they are independent. By this age, you should have taught them everything that they should know. By now they are independent, so let them lead their lives independently. Do not interfere in their lives every single day, but just watch out and just give them the assurance. Call us if you need us. We are here for you at any given day. So these are the things we need to watch out, because especially with substance abuse, it becomes very difficult. Once they get into habit of that, they cannot get rid of. When once the dopamine is used to that, it becomes very difficult to get rid of that habit. So prevention is better than cure. So watch out. Be, as a whole family, be very friendly. Keep your relationships, very crisp and very clean, and be honest in your relationships. Don't mess up with your relationships. As a wife and husband, you be very nice to each other, because the kids observe each and everything. Even a single fight can disturb their mind. So put your egos aside and, be friendly. The family, as the entire family. And then don't, what I meant to say is, don't create any kind of gaps for the kids. We talked about the samskaras the very first day. The samskaras are the deep imprints which are put in the child. So do not wait until these gaps are created and these samskaras are built in them. When these imprints are put in them, it is very hard to remove those imprints. So it is always better not to put those imprints, not to create those gaps. Once the gaps are created, we have to work extra hard to fill those gaps. So again, that is completely another story. When the gaps are created, we need to go for counseling, we need to go for rehabs. That is another totally different story. So, and also in the peer groups, watch for their qualities. Are they getting to be more focused, more self-disciplined, more self-witnessing? Look for these qualities. If they are developing those qualities, that means they are in good friendship. Rather than if they are looking to escape from what they are supposed to do, or if they are not interested to do what they are supposed to do. Look for these qualities keenly, and be watchful for them. So that's what I would advise, or I would suggest, friends.
Thank you, Master. Thank you for the wonderful session. And now Vani Garu will give testimonial.
Okay.
Jai Hanuman, Shalini Master.
Jai Hanuman.
Jai Hanuman, everyone. That is a very beautiful session today. it's always so, it feels so good to listen your classes. Thank you for the class, Shalini Master.
Yeah.
So I hope, I have some personal experiences that I would like to share with you all regarding the kids. I hope it will be helpful for some of you in the way that whatever the classes that we heard from Anuma and Shalini Master have helped us. And I have read the book also, and have attended some of the other sessions where I was able to get the insight of all these valuable lessons from both Anuma and Shalini Garu before. So, and on multiple occasions, we get to get these knowledge and information. So with my kids, I have two kids, two wonderful kids, the 16-year-old girl, Sanvi, and 9-year-old Arjun. So both of them, they after joining Way to Moksha is when I got to understand, like, they are the masters and teachers for us, and through them we get to learn a lot. And I'm experiencing them even more nowadays. Actually, I'll tell you a couple of examples also if you all have some time today. But with my son especially, one beautiful thing that I taught him was like to put Hanuman light in the morning. As soon as usually I don't wake up in the morning to send him to the school, so he wakes up by himself early and then gets ready and go to school and everything. So I tell him to put the light to himself, to the family, to all of us, and to his friends, and whoever he wants to put the light, he can put it. So I didn't tell friends. He started putting light to his friends as well. So in the morning, he tell Om Ham Hanumate Namaha 11 times, and the Hanuman light. So sometimes if something doesn't go right, then I will be like, oh, did you not put the light today? Now you can put multiple times. Why don't you put it another time? So that we will be more protected. I started even teaching him, like, you can do the protection also, not only the light into the body, but also you can protect. You can imagine as if there is a bubble, and then we are within that in the golden light, so you will be protected anytime, anywhere. So that's what he does. And other than that, like, for example, if we go to temple, I usually used to ask him to come to temple, and he would never come, both my daughter and son. I'm like, oh no, temple, I don't want to come, like that they used to say. So now, okay, our words, we have to frame them in a different way so that it will be fun for them, or they wouldn't feel like they're coming to temple to pray and all. So, but now they will come. I sit there and sometimes do 4P meditation over there. So 20 minutes you go around and look at all the Devi Devatas and see what are all the different, like ayudhas they have or objects they have near them. Just observe them and come to me until after I'm done. So he would just go around and observe everything and come and tell that, oh, you know what, they have this. What does that mean? What does this mean? And I'm like, I don't know. I have to now research and come back and tell you, like, especially in those Navaratris time and all, they will have like so many things, so many decorations and all. Then you will ask so many questions. So I have to go search and then give him the right answers. Okay, let me search that and let's both of us learn it. So that's what I say. And for my daughter, so like for sleep, during the sleeping for both my kids, I tell them to kind of concentrate on the breath. They will be like, oh, I can't sleep, like that. So just concentrate on the breath, just, and then tell some positive affirmations. So it is like, if I tell them to sit and do the meditation, they will give all kinds of excuses. So I tell them to just lie down, sleep, and then just slowly observe your breath, and then do the positive affirmations, like, I'm strong, I'm beautiful, I have great friends, I'm so grateful for the family, the house, the food. My teachers love me, they give me great knowledge. So like this. And sometimes my son will be like, you know what, mommy, that is not true. Then I'm like, no, that will come true, don't worry about it. You have to tell, like, oh, I'm getting 100 out of 100, I'm getting this, I'm getting that. Just keep telling that. So those kind of some school related, and their personal, like, I have sharp memory and focus power. So these type of things I tell them to just tell, so that in that telling only they will fall asleep. Or sometimes still, if he can't fall asleep, then I will be keep on telling all these things, and then he will just fall asleep in no time, like in 2 minutes he will sleep. So that's another thing. And also, like one example, just recently, like maybe a couple of weeks ago or 3-4 weeks ago, what happened was I usually don't do dishes. It's very hardly I can count how many times I did. So my husband was doing the dishes, but he missed the rice cooker, the rice cooker. So whenever I want to put the rice, if that is not ready, then I'm like, oh my God, this is not ready, I would say. Then my son came and he tell like, Mommy, Papa did rest of all the dishes. You're not appreciating for rest of the dishes. You are pointing out for this one. And like, oh yeah, that's true. I didn't even think of that. I am like, why this is not ready? Why this is always missed is what I say. But I didn't appreciate the fact that rest of all the things are all done. Then he said that let me do it. And I said, no, you don't have to do it. No, I want to do it. And he did that in 2 minutes and told that this is not even that hard, mommy. Let me do it from now onwards daily. He was telling me like, putting rice is not that hard, mommy. Let me do it for you. So that's my 9-year-old. Then I was like, okay, I can't wait until next year. I want to teach you all the cooking from next year onwards. You're going to serve me food and I will eat whatever you do for me. So yeah, there are so many things. So in our daily life, if we observe, there are so many things that we get to learn from them, each and every small things. So I'm grateful for all the great knowledge and valuable teachings that we are getting through our gurus. So everybody, please, go through all the previous classes, lessons, and try to attend the regular live sessions so that you gain so much knowledge, especially from Q&As and people when they talk, you get a lot of knowledge. Thank you.
Thank you, Shrivani garu. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody, for giving me this opportunity.
Yeah. And our love to Arjun and Sanvi.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, as Shrivani garu mentioned, the breath work, what she mentioned, while sleeping, that is a beautiful technique. Even I follow that personally every night, even though I don't get any thoughts or anything, I just make sure to take nice deep breaths. You just get into sleep just like that. That is a beautiful technique. Thank you, Shrivani garu, for sharing and reminding us. Thank you.
Thank you, Srivani garu. So, friends, if you have any questions, please ask. Please raise your hands. I will unmute you. Anybody had questions? Please raise your hands if you have any questions. Master, I think no one has questions. Shall we continue with the meditation?
Yeah, please, Mrunalini garu. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Master.
And you're going to do the recording, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Master.
Welcome.
Please wait. I will start the meditation.